That's who it's going to be, Biden or Sanders. Um, I left out somebody. I'm talking about the Democratic primary. Elizabeth Warren, she's totally out of it. Totally out of it. It's a two-person race now on the Democrat side. Biden or Sanders. It's going to be rough. Remember the axiom that I learned a long time ago, vote your heart in the primary, vote your brain in the general. So we'll see what happens. But the pundits on television are just, I don't know, it's like they're all, every time they bring this up about the primary, about Super Tuesday, it's like they're talking about, I don't know, sex or something. They just get flushed and their eyes get kind of glazed. I don't know. Oh, I think our system of picking a leader is just goddamn ridiculous to begin with. It may have worked a couple of hundred years ago when only white male landowners could vote, but now with the diverse population we have and the fact that women, yes, women get to vote, and so do colored folk get to vote. I think we should have a parliamentary system. I really do. The system that we have now is the most corrupt, and it invites corruption. I mean, it just is. It just is. Ever since a ruling by the Supreme Court that said, oh, yeah, open the floodgates to money, you have people, billionaires, who just walk in and start spending money. Okay. But that's my humble opinion. What is going to be the death of us is what we're witnessing right now. Our system of government invites self-destruction. It just invites it. It invites the rise of a dictator. All you have to do is take a look at what's going on. When you have a sick fuck like Donald Trump and a creepy little worm who will kiss anybody's ass in order to remain in power, like Mitch McConnell, whose wife is a Chinese agent, when you have that kind of a situation in control, and then you're able to put a couple of Supreme Court justices on the court who have as much business being there as fucking Mickey Mouse, well, it's over. That's it. And even if it's not over now, it's soon going to be over. The type of system that we have for electing our leaders is just bullshit. It's terrible, and it contains the seeds of our destruction. Let me give you a quick example. On Friday, Court of Appeals, I'm not sure which one, ruled. They issued a decision, three of them, not the full, not en banc as they call it, but three of the judges in a 2-1 decision. And I know we're not supposed to say Trump judges or Obama judges, but two of these judges were Republican, one appointed by George Herbert Walker Bush, one appointed by George W. Bush, and one appointed by, I think it was Clinton. Was it Clinton? Anyway, two of the three judges voted or decided to permit former White House counsel Don McGahn to ignore congressional subpoenas. And if you allow congressional subpoenas to be ignored by former White House counsel Don McGahn, then everybody is exempt from congressional subpoenas. And if everybody is exempt from congressional subpoenas, then nobody has to respond to them, which means, very simply, that Congress now has been had its power as a third co-equal branch of government taken away. That's it. Now, I'm sure that the House committee that brought this lawsuit will ask for a rehearing, this time in front of the full appeals court. This can't stand. I mean, this cannot stand. It can't. And as CNN reported, if the ruling stands, the McGahn decision will fundamentally shift the ground beneath our system of checks and balances. It will tilt the legal terrain against Congress in favor of the Trump gangsters for now. But for the presidency itself will no longer be a third branch or one of the three branches of government that must respond to the will of the people. If this ruling holds, it's gone. I mean, obviously, this is not scare talk. Obviously, it's gone. And according to CNN, the fact that McGahn, and this is according to special counsel Robert Mueller, McGahn was a direct witness to acts that met the requirements of bringing obstruction of justice against this fucking gangster in the White House, Donald Trump, which in and of itself is an impeachable offense. It should have been the end of the story. Right there. Right there. Now, if you need a refresher, and of course the Trump bastard has denied all of this, but here's a refresher. In 2017, Trump asked McGahn to have Mueller fired. Wonder why? It was a hoax. It was a joke. There's nothing there. It was a beautiful phone call. It was perfect. Why would he want... Please. Anyway, Trump asked McGahn to have Mueller fired, and then later asked McGahn to lie and deny that Trump had ever asked him to fire Mueller. How about that? Because McGahn refused. Any non-president would have been indicted for this kind of conduct, unless it was Roger Stone and any of the gangsters that work for Trump. But I mean, these are indictable offenses. But Trump just gets away with it. And the appeals court, 3 judges, 2 of them Republicans, I don't fucking believe this, but they said, no, that's all right. You don't have to respond to a subpoena issued by the Congress. Fuck the Constitution. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Doesn't mean anything. The whole idea of McGahn being asked by the Trump bastard to fire Mueller, and when McGahn refused, the Trump bastard says to McGahn, okay, well, listen, don't tell anybody I asked you to do that. That in and of itself should have required a complete congressional investigation. Not anymore, if this ruling holds. Not anymore. And it's United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit has let McGahn and this gangster fuck Donald Trump off the hook again. And as CNN points out, the even bigger story here is that the McGahn ruling essentially ends, guts, destroys Congress's ability to conduct oversight of the executive branch. If not Congress, who? Quick answer, nobody. Nobody can conduct oversight. The framers set it up, as fucked up as they were in their attitudes and racism and sexism. Blah, 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 blah. They set it up, set the government up so there'd be 3 co-equal branches of government, any one of which could check the other 2. And they did that because I think they understood, and I think they understood this about themselves too, that people are very easily corruptible, especially when they're put in positions of political power. How easy it is to corrupt people in positions of political power. Almost as easy as to corrupt people in positions of financial power. But there it is, and there it goes. Congress no longer can conduct oversight of the executive branch. Woo! Now, after the Mueller report came out, the House Judiciary Committee subpoenaed McGahn for his testimony. And the Trump bastard invoked a doctrine of so-called absolute immunity. I'm the fucking president. Nothing touches me. Nobody gets to me. Nobody, nothing, never. I'm like Mussolini. I'm like Mao. I'm like Stalin. I'm like Hitler. Fuck you people. Nothing gets to me. I'm Donald Trump. And fuck your little creaky form of government. That's pretty much what Trump has done. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com. And never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.